All right, class is in session. Once again, we're on atomic attraction. We're on chapter 30, and chapter 30 is the magic of touch. Touch is very important. Hopefully, this stuff's working out for you guys, helping you guys get some more dates, get laid, get some more romance. But we're going step by step on how to be more attractive. Getting almost done with the book. But let's talk about chapter 30 today, the magic of touch. Too often, we underestimate the power of touch. Leo Buscaglia. The moment we are born, we crave touch. Touch has an almost intoxicating effect on the human body. That's facts. Especially if it's from someone you want to be touched by. Oh yeah. I can remember my first girlfriend. Oh my God. When a first girlfriend was touching on you, oh man. That's when you fall in love with ladies. A woman runs her hand through your hair, then softly touches your chest before kissing you. A bolt of electricity shoots down your spine, and you feel wonderful as a wave of oxytocin courses through your body. Touch expresses your intentions and desires. Oh yeah, and especially if you have a woman that you like and that knows how to touch, because there's definitely skill to touching. Some women can do it real well, and some women can't, and same with guys. So anyway, in ways that words cannot, there is no need to tell a woman what you want. There's no need to tell a woman you want to be intimate with her if you touch her the right way. Touch wields enormous power and influence. Correct. That's true. Nothing says what you want better than touch. Studies into influence and touch confirm that if you request someone to do something and touch them, they are more likely to comply. One study found that a man that asked a woman for her phone number and follows that request with a light touch on the arm was much more likely to gain compliance from the woman. So if he asked for a phone number and then with the light touch on the arm, he's more likely to get her to call him. That's good. When asking for her phone number, when asking for her phone number, okay, yes, right, okay, or another, right. Another interesting study, researchers, what would happen, okay, so in another interesting study, researchers wanted to know what would happen if a man asked a woman to dance in a nightclub. The study found that the man's request was much more likely to be accepted if the man touched the woman on the arm for 1 to 2 seconds, okay, before asking her to dance. The implications of the study are far-reaching and powerful. What is it about touch that increases a woman's compliance? In both of these experiments where these women complied with the man's request after asking the woman for her phone number or to dance. The woman was asked to fill out a survey in regards to her feelings during the experiment. The woman explained they felt as though the man who touched her was more confident, and as a result, they felt more inclined to comply with the request. So, once again, strength of masculinity, confidence, women love it. In further studies into this phenomenon has found that touch creates feelings of attraction in both men and women. Not only does touch build attraction, touch makes a woman's heart beat faster and This leads to increased feelings of desire. Facts. However, I'll always put the caveat in. She has to already like you. If she doesn't like you, that heart ain't that heart ain't beating any faster. So if you get a no interested woman or a low interested woman, that heart ain't beating any faster. So you can't create, a desire out of nowhere. If you touch a woman that's not interested in you, look out. That's where you got to be careful. Especially when followed by eye contact. Only one question remains. Are you bold enough or confident enough to touch a woman the right way? Touch a woman the right way, and you put rocket fuel on the flames of attraction. Yes, like I said, if she likes you and you touch her and look at her the right way, oh yeah, rocket fuel. Touch her the wrong way, correct, you can turn a woman off, and she will lose attraction for you. Touch a woman too frequently, and you soon will run the risk of smothering a woman and make her feel less attracted. A clumsy touch is not a welcome touch, correct. Where there is a lack of finesse, yes, like a clumsy touch, will make you look uncertain. Yes, that's again weakness. We go back to weakness, uncertainty, right? And unsure, correct. More weakness of yourself, and shows a lack of confidence. When you reach out to a woman, you must reach out to her and commit to the touch. Allow her to feel you, correct. Just be bold. When you're going for it, be bold. Okay? Don't be, be bold. But these are moments where you got to know the game, because you can be very dangerous in these situations where it becomes not touch. It becomes, when touch is offensive, that becomes assault, and we don't want to do that. So, you reach out boldly, touch a woman. Now, if she pulls back, that's where you got to reassess. Okay? But if you go boldly and she accepts, man, you're in, okay? If only for a brief second before pulling away. When you start dating a woman, there is no need to be distant. Yeah, that's true. Hug her, embrace her, allow her to feel you, correct. If you're on a date and she's accepted a date, she should have no problem with you doing that, correct. And if she does, then she'll be able to show you by lack of reciprocation. If you sit beside a woman and while watching a movie, lean in and touch her on the arm, correct. Just be in a position to where you're okay touching her. You're sitting there next to her in a movie, and just you're just touching her. Whenever you say something, yes, touch her whenever you say something. The same applies when you go out for dinner or drinks. Position yourself so your hand can brush up against hers. Don't attempt to kiss a woman in public or smother with excessive touching. Now, the not kissing in public, that's, sometimes I've had that, and they say, well, she'll feel like a hoe, 304. But if she really likes you, I've had twice, in particular my, extensive hoe phase or whatever. But they don't care. If they really like you, they could care less who's watching, honestly. Your goal with all seductions is to be patient and build the fire of attraction to a raging inferno. When you touch a woman's forearm, back, hand, shoulder, you put her at ease and give her a sense of comfort. That's if she likes you. If she doesn't like you, but again, if you're seducing her, that means she's allowing herself to be seduced too, okay? But at the same time, if she doesn't like you, nothing's putting her at ease. And you touching her will put her at less at ease, okay? And you'll feel it, okay? And give her a sense of comfort. But if she likes you, your touching, you'll see, will put her at ease, okay? Even if she pulls back, the fact that she is still with you tells you she wants you to keep trying. Now, this is where me and the book will disagree. If a woman pulls back ever, I'm out. Now back in the day, I used to, LMR or whatever, last minute resistance. I used to push through that, and and it is successful, because she doesn't want to seem like a hoe. She doesn't want to seem like, an SLUT. So she'll be like, oh, I can't, not now, blah, blah, or, oh, that's too soon, and then you back off, be like, oh, it's cool, and then you start talking for another 20 minutes, and then you go start kissing again. Then, oh, she doesn't feel like such a SLUT anymore, right? And back in the day, I would do that all the time. But going back and thinking about it now, a woman who's highly interested in you won't do that. That's a woman playing games already, and you're going to be in a world of hurt, later on. Maybe this session will go well, fine. She's not going to be offended by you, but in the end, she's just not, because let's say she pulls back once. You could be like, okay, I'm out. And then she's like, oh, no. But, so a woman who's highly interested in you won't do that. So don't deal with women that are highly interested in you. There are times when you touch a woman and she doesn't respond. Expect a degree of resistance, but don't stop pushing for intimacy. See, I say no. It's no. If a woman is out on, if I've taken time out on a date, and I'm just, being kind of, I'm caressing her, whatever, just no resist. I don't want resistance, because that doesn't mean she doesn't like me, and she can go find someone she really likes. Because trust me, just like Iron Rule of Tomasty 3, if she makes you wait for sex, the sex isn't worth the wait, because the same good woman that makes you wait is the same woman that bangs the hot guy in the foam cannon party within 30 seconds or less, or whatever, 20 minutes or less. But meaning that there is a guy out there she won't resist at all, and I want to be that guy. I don't want to be the guy she's resisting. No. Or that she feels like she has to play games with. No, I'm not dealing with resistance. You guys decide what you want to do, because sometimes you will get resistance, and it's just her playing good girl, But to me, nah, I'm not 50 years old. I'm not dealing with resistance, Then hey, look, it's safer. Like, hey, apparently I'm not the one for you. Let me get you home. Be very nice. Be very cool. Because she's allowed to resist. She's allowed to not want you to have her touch her. And you just be very cool and nice. Hey, let me get you home. Let me, and be very nice about it. Sorry you didn't have a good time, blah, 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 But, wish you well. Give me a call if you ever change your mind or whatever, But don't stop pushing for intimacy. Anyway, a woman will never punish you for trying to have sex with her. I agree with that. We're talking about normal situations, and she won't. Women know what you want. Women know why you asked them out on a date. If you asked a woman out on a date, she knows why you've asked. The worst I've ever had is, you go in for a kiss, or you go in to be sexual, and she pulls back and acts like, oh, I can't do it. And you just, okay, cool. And then you be nice and cool, and they're nice and cool too. They know what you wanted, and maybe during the date they decide they didn't want it. And they're going to show you, they'll never punish you. I've never had a woman punish me for trying to get sexual, ever. Women know what you want when you've asked them on a date, so don't worry about that, She will only punish you if you apologize for your actions. Going back on your actions shows weakness. Yes, you don't have to apologize. If you go in for the kiss or whatever, go into, for a sexual touch, and she pulls back, you don't apologize. Say, oh, okay, cool, oh, relax, it's cool, I'm here, just relax, nothing, I'm not going to rush anything. You just let them know, be at ease, don't apologize, just, you good, just, let them know you're just Mr. Nice Guy, you ain't like, Mr. Handsies, At that point, let her know you can pull back too. Hey, I'm good too, I don't need this, As a man, you must, and then, and bring it back to like a, hey, so those Astros, or whatever, the Twins, man, or the Yankees are really playing good this year, don't you think? Bring it to a subject that is like neutral. Oh, you like that new Drake album, man? You haven't heard it? Oh, dude, trust me, it's not. You show that you're going on to a different subject. You're changing the subject to something neutral, right? Who do you like more, Drake or Kendrick Lamar? Yeah, I was into Kendrick Lamar. Showing that you're not all caught up in sex, okay? Even if you encounter resistance, it's just a way of a woman to test you. See, and what I said before, a woman that really likes you and knows who you are, believes in you, they won't test you. And then there's a case study where there's Alex and Grace, and they've been together 6 months, and Grace starts testing Alex. and she starts pulling away from him, and he starts trying to grab onto her and hug her more, and she's like, geez, you're being too sensitive. And so basically, if a woman starts pulling away, and I agree with this, let her pull away. Don't chase her. Do not chase women. Let them, if they want to be, if they want to be alone or they want to be by themselves, they should be trying to get touch from you. You shouldn't be chasing them. They should be chasing you. Women want to chase a man, like I've always said. Okay, there will be there will be moments in a relationship where women will purposefully pull back and introduce distance between the two of you. She neither. See, again, if she really likes you, I don't think this will happen. But if she's testing you, that means she doesn't believe in you. Reaches for you or welcomes your touch. This brings tension and anxiety into the relationship. If it does, it can bring a little bit into you, but you don't reach out to her. She reaches out to you always. A woman could be asking for space. Give it to her. You must give a woman space. Exactly, see? There are two different types of touch. Brief touching on the arms, shoulder, and back is aligned with no neediness. It is appropriate touch. Now, the second kind of touch is holding a woman's hand, hugging, embracing. It is more aligned with needy, clingy behavior. Yes, you should never be reaching out to hold a woman's hand. I don't like holding a woman's hand in public. I think that's kind of, high schoolish, and it shows, shows a lot of neediness to me. A man that is, into freedom and kind of playa type, you don't need to hold on to no woman, But anyway, you decide for yourself. If you initiate the the type of touch too frequently, so if you initiate the type of touch too frequently, the woman will come to think you need her more than she needs you. Yes, and you never want that. You want her to always think that she needs you more. This will cause the woman's attraction to fade. Research published in the Personality Social Psychology Bulletin observed that women rated men that displayed traits of neediness and insecurity as extremely unattractive. We know this, anything that's doesn't show strength and anything that doesn't show masculinity, like insecurity and neediness, no sir, women do not like that, and it shows it right here. The secure and confident man never seeks out a woman's touch or her validation, correct. But the confident and attractive man will be getting that from her. So it's something that it's like they don't even have to worry about it, Let's see, case study 26, Sarah talking to two guys. Yeah, Sarah's talking to two guys, and one guy really likes her, but he's afraid to touch her, and then she wants to break up with him. So anyway, when you are out on a date, talking is the easy part. Taking the interaction from normal chit-chat to playful touch is what separates the attractive man from the unattractive man. Your ability to escalate the encounter and become physical is of paramount importance. A woman knows you are interested in her the moment you ask her out. Why don't you just show her in a physical way? As well, she is not dating you because she wants to be your friend. Correct. So just like he says, a man knows if he's asked her on a date, the woman knows why you've asked her. She's not there to be your friend. She knows you're not there to be her friend. Now, if you're going to take the role of being her friend, she'll allow you to do that. Women aren't going to, if you don't come on to a woman, she's not going to come on to you almost 99.9% of the time. So, you got to take the talking and chit chat up to kissing, touching, stuff like that. And a woman that you've asked out on a date knows why you've asked her out on a date. And especially if, and I'll be conservative here, if you're over 25 and above with a woman, she's been through this way more than you've probably been through this. She knows what a man's there for. She's been out on numerous dates. She knows what men do on dates, probably hundreds by that point. And so she knows when a man wants to kiss her. She knows why a man's asked her on a date. Just don't be afraid to get, to be playful, get seductive, touch her, Don't just keep it at a chit-chat level, but keep it at a friendly level. She'll allow you to keep it at a friendly level. And you know, like I said, women know why you've asked them out on a date. They're not dumb, okay? They know what men want. They know you want to bang them, okay? If you don't push it towards that, she's going to think you're weak, and she's going to think that you're, you know, yeah, just weak, you know, lack confidence. And again, once what we said, you always got to be displaying strength and masculinity. And a guy who has strength and masculinity does not shy away from trying to have a sexual encounter, okay? Now, if she pulls back from that sexual encounter, you be very nice and let her go and get her home as safely as possible, okay? But guys, that's chapter 30 on the atomic attraction. Hopefully this is helping you out, and we'll see you on the next one.